Hello and welcome to the show. No, this video title is not hyperbole. I am really going to try and see if I can make a car survive a 600-mile-an-hour crash. This truck is the vehicle capable of going up to 600 miles an hour. Is it absurd? Absolutely. But the joys of video games is that we can do utterly impossible things. This truck would probably be capable of breaking the sound barrier if I had a long enough road to run it down. It is monstrously powerful. We've got a very, very long straight ahead of us to get it up to around 600 miles an hour, where we are going to attempt, we're going to hit this car. We're going to hit the stanced Pazima. Now, if we hit it dead on the side, it will be eviscerated along with the truck, and it will probably crash the game, quite frankly. There is quite a lot of potential for vehicles to crash in this, because what I'm doing is absurd. The idea, though, is I'm going to try and hit this car and have it survive being hit by a 600-mile-an-hour truck. That means I'm going to have to essentially clip the vehicle. We're going to aim towards the back half of the car. Now, we might miss, we might hit it dead on the side, we might miss it completely and send the truck soaring off into the trees, but we're going to give it a go. I'm going to see what we can do with this vehicle. It's brutal, is the truck, and it does stall a fair bit as well. Got to be careful. You've got to kind of get the gears, get the launch correct, otherwise you will just stall. There is many boosts, many horsepower, a lot of fire, and we're already doing 400 miles an hour. Now, I know where the car is parked. I got this central reservation to try and guide the truck. It is very, very difficult to steer this, though. It kind of wobbles off course from time to time. I want to hit the back of the car. I've also got the slow-mo button on the controller, so we can yank and quickly change it. It looks like we are pretty good on the approach for this first time. Here comes that. We're 100 times slower than real time here. Oh, that car's not surviving. Ooh. So, right. The truck, as expected, will be disintegrate and be unstable. That's not one I've seen do before. It's actually we're halfway through the entire back half of this car being torn apart. So we're going to play. The vehicle is going. Oh, the car accelerated. The engine didn't. Look at the engine wobble. The jellified engine in there. Yeah, the back end of the car got a very, very large burst of speed as the track ran over it, funnily enough, which has spun the car through the air, its wheels going off. Now, this car is currently doing 100 miles an hour through the air at the moment. The engine is doing about 20. I don't quite know how we've shot the engine out to the right-hand side there, but the engine's going right. If we speed it up a little bit more, off goes the bodywork. In fact, the exhaust manifold is still connected. We've ripped it out complete. We've ripped the exhaust manifold and the entire exhaust clean out of the car. It's not going to survive this one, is it? That's what's left of the spinning car. It's still going at 120 odd miles an hour here. If we just we'll speed time up to 4. This is 4 times slower than real time at the moment that we've got going on with this car. The engine's off across the field. The Pazima is spinning and spinning and still going. And we'll go to onboard the car, and that's real time. Oh, into the tree. Ah, we have a tree growing out of the engine bay now. Oh, that's a big wreck. Well, it's always going to be a big wreck. That is definitely not a survivable one. Where did the engine actually end up? There's the engine. The V6 engine is still surprisingly. I'm amazed the exhaust held on. I am astounded the exhaust held on through all of that. Okay. That plan did not quite work out. Well, I say did not quite work out. There was a very big crash. We didn't survive it. We don't quite want to run over the rear of the car so much. We want to kind of hit it enough to spin it, but not so much that we disintegrate the engine. Oh, apparently the truck is wandering its way through a field. I think the truck's found its own afterlife. Right, let's go and try again, shall we? With try and position our vehicle. No. Don't be doing 200 miles an hour on the dirt. That is not what you want to be doing. Okay, let's not eat the back of the car quite so heavily. We can avoid that one. I don't actually know what speed we were doing at the moment of impact. Oh, we're going to crash ourselves before we get there. Oh, that's all gone horribly wrong. It's very easy to do with this truck. That's about 400 miles an hour that we lost control of the truck. I mean, the truck, surprisingly, is in a better shape than expected. I mean, considering the speed at which that fell off the road at and twisted and broke itself apart, well, that's, I mean, it could be in worse shape. Not really worked for what we were going for here. Alright, there we go. We'll get it off the line. I'm going to try and do it without the over-rev and blow the engine to bits. It's very easy to blow the engine to bits immediately when trying to set off. It's, funnily enough, quite an awkward vehicle. Quite an awkward vehicle to control. Now, we want to... Oh, it's going to move around a fair bit here, up to 580 miles an hour. Here we go. Oh, we've hit that dead on. We've hit that dead on. And... There's no... If this doesn't destroy the game, I will be very, very surprised. I haven't also got time slowed down yet, so this is going to very, very quickly. In fact, this is going at 600 miles an hour when we unpause it. Oh, we have got time. As time is slowed down slightly. Oh, that's a... Yeah, that was like 16 times slower speed. There's nothing. Nothing left. Oh, we're gonna... We have wrapped it round a tree. I mean, there are car flags, and then there is that. That is the greatest car flag of all time. I am astounded the game was okay with that. Not at all intended, and I wasn't quite ready for it. Bloody hell. Okay, Bezima, that didn't work. Truck, let's get you ready for another run. Let's try and get you set off. Oh, it's close enough. It's well enough set off in this. It will wheelie, it'll bobble around a slight bit, but never mind. Okay. Clip the back of the Bezima. That's what we need to do. Clip the back of the Bezima just enough. I say just enough at 600 miles an hour. Tiniest clip is going to cause mayhem. Oh, don't want to hit the front of the Bezima though. That would be bad. Here we go. Slow down time. Now, I am continuing to hold the steering here for the truck. I mean, it's not going to do much good. I think we might eat too much of the Bezima, judging by the angle that we're... Oh, no, we might get out, actually. We might get out of the sort of gutter and just brush off. This is the rear wheel of the truck. That's what's going to do this. I'm just going to pause here so I can get a better filming position. Yeah, like that front wheel is probably going to hit where we want it to. It's the back wheel that is going... Although the front wheel might spin the car clear, so only a minimal amount of damage occurs. Well, I say minimal amount of damage occurs. With that's at 600 miles an hour, it's not going to be a minimal amount of damage. Nope, it didn't spin the car out of the way quick enough. Oh, the engine has come out the bonnet again. Yeah, the exhaust didn't stay attached to the engine that time around. The exhaust did not stay attached to the engine that time. Everything is flashing. There is one axle and one brake that has survived on this car. Amazingly, there is one that has survived. That's not going to... Yeah, it's not going to work. The truck's off. The truck's off to the scenery. It's doing about 470 miles an hour into some trees. And sure enough, broke the game. Car will spin around some more. Actually, let's go and put you back to... oh, that's not even full speed. That's half speed as it will go down the road. Look at it go. The Bezima is done for. I mean, you can kind of still see it was a Bezima from the front. Maybe. Possibly. I'm enjoying this game, though. I'm enjoying crashing trucks into cars at very, very silly speeds. But the engine falls out of this one. So let's go try another car. Well, we are going to test the engine brackets on another vehicle. This time lined up for the drag truck to hit is the Covert. We've got the driving school Covert, because who doesn't want to hit a driving school car with a very, very fast truck? I'm expecting a similar thing, let's face it, the engine to come flying out. I didn't actually know that the engines could come out of these cars if you hit them hard enough. That is news to me. Oh, we are going to brush the back of the Covert there. I didn't quite get my... slow down done in time on that one. I mean, the Covert might survive this, actually. The Covert may well survive this. The truck, not so much. Sorry, truck. The fuel tank has been damaged in the Covert. It might... It is the luckiest Covert. It is the luckiest Covert indeed. The truck's gone and disintegrated. But the Covert lives! The Covert actually lives! I mean, admittedly, it was the faintest of brushes along the back. I say the faintest of brushes. I mean, look at the damage it has done for the faintest of brushes. I think we tore the wheel off the truck. That was about all the damage we did to the truck. The fuel tank's gone and we are leaking fuel, so it's going to last all of about 30 seconds. But the driving school car did kind of survive a crash. I wanted to survive a crash that's a little bit more impactful, shall we say. But it has done it. It hasn't completely disintegrated and torn the car apart. We'll park you up. We'll reset the covert. The truck will be up here. We'll just reset you, and we will go again. Yeah, I think that the difficulty. The margins between having a big impact on the car and being able to just spin it clear, where you position the truck in the road, is of course tiny at these sorts of speed. And it's the rear tyres, because they're so wide, the rear tyres that clip stuff. Right, here we go. We are, I think, a little bit better positioned on this one. We can probably speed up time ever so slightly. Oh, we might be about to miss the coverts. I think we have. I think I steered too much out of it. Yeah, we're going to go soaring past. Lucky covert. Lucky covert indeed. Now, if we go back up to real time, this will be truck meet... Ooh. Say truck meet tree. Oh, truck met tree. Truck met tree really, really hard. We managed to sever the truck in half. That's a new one. That is a new one indeed. Yep. Amazingly, still the rear axle survived. And, oh, are we going to magnet back together again? Come on, use the magnetic drive shaft. Use, oh no, it's just going to spin. I think we broke physics slightly. Right, okay, the covert is actually slightly differently positioned in the road here, so we have got to aim a little bit more on this central path. I feel like the covert might stand a chance with this. I don't really know, though. I don't really know. Oh, we've lost a wheel. Never mind, we can carry on. We're at 3 wheels. Oh, covert's not going to survive this one. Covert's about to have a really, really, really bad day. Oh dear. I love that the rear bumper and the tailgate just stayed perfectly where they were for a split second. I don't know where the rest of the car is gone. It's gone it's gone. It's gone down the road. There's just bits of debris. The engine's up here, up in the sky. Where is the covert? Is the covert kind of just... I don't even think there's a covert. Is there a covert in there? Excuse me, truck. Have you eaten the entirety? Oh, you can kind of see... Oh, dear. There's just about a covert there somewhere. I mean, we lost like 200 miles an hour of speed in the collision. But that's not quite enough. I'm really surprised the game didn't die on me on that. The only thing that's slightly glitchy is there's something attached to the engine, essentially. I still might be one of my favourite crashes, with just the boot left stationary for a little while. Truck, by any chance are we going to have a... We're probably not going to miss the trees in this one, and this is probably going to be ouchies for game physics, and that's going to be a tree, or are we going to miss... No, we're going to clip the tree. Oi! We almost got through it. It grabbed the cab of the truck. The engine's going to carry on forwards, and... There we go. There's a lot of fire. That's kind of like the Back to the Future time-travelling fire going on right there. And there we have it. I'm astounded the game didn't die with that one. We've literally... Oh, there goes the truck engine. Look at the truck engine dance. Is that going to be dancing by the time we get to it? I think so. Truck engine made it. Truck engine has a learning school. The driver's school bit of the car still plastered on it. What are you? You are the front bumper, I think, from the covert. So the front bumper made it all the way over there. You're another bit of the covert. Somewhere in these... There it is. Follow the fire. There is a covert in there. Just about. There is just about visible a covert in there. Where did the engine for the covert end up? There's the boot that didn't really move. The engine, that went upwards somewhere. I don't know. Okay. That wasn't quite the crash that we were going for. That's what's left there. Well, it wasn't quite the crash we wanted. But I'm sure someone, I'm sure lots of people wanted to see what happens when you have a dead-on side crash with the Comet, so there we go. We'll have one more try. Let's not steal, let's not rip the front wheel of the truck off before we get to the crash. That does make angling this rather difficult. You are somewhat of a passenger. Not that I have a huge amount of control over the vehicle at the best of times. Here we go. Oh! Ah, we broke the game. We broke the game slightly on the impact. However, the Comet might... Nope. The Comet might not survive either. It's all broken. Okay, that broke everything, as kind of expected. I think we might have completely killed it. Oh, don't want external cameras. Where is the... yeah. We've killed it. Oops. Okay, game fixed. After that, got a new car lined up for this. So, SBR4 is the vehicle we are targeting. This time we're going to be trying to aim for the front of the vehicle. My plan being that perhaps the rear engine car might hold the engine in place a little bit better than the front engine cars. I don't really know. Oh, we've lost a wheel! Oh dear. Oh, there goes the truck. Aww, disappointed. I was hoping that was going to survive that, because the chassis was actually going to end up relatively straight for all of that, well, possibly. Okay, I've got to be so careful. It's so easy to make the tiniest error on the approach down here, and once you've made an error, you're never, ever going to be able to recover the truck, and it bounces around so uncomfortably for a large amount of the time. Here is the SBR4. Now, we are down to the slow-mo. Are we going to be at a good enough angle to hit it? Or we might just graze the front of it over here. We might just graze the front. Oh, we have just run over the front. Now, that has got rid of the truck. To be expected, really, in all of this. It's been a pretty solid hit, though. We've got a pretty solid hit on the SBR4, as it's now going to twist and suddenly violently accelerate with that impact. Actually, might not be too bad there a hit. We've lost the front right. It's now just going to go for its many, many rotations, as is customary for a car hit by that truck in the manner that we are going for. However, I'm pretty sure this is still going to drive, because we've lost a drive line. We lost a drive line backwards. No, we haven't. We've lost a drive line. It lives! The SBR4 lives! It has taken the hit from a 600-mile-an-hour truck. I'm not quite sure the exact speed we were going that time around. It was pretty bloody fast. In fact, the radiator survived. How the hell did that survive? That shouldn't have survived this. There is no way that should have survived this, because the radiator is in the front of the car. The radiator is bent up at the very top of the vehicle. The diff isn't happy about the wheel missing. However, that is incredible. Of course, yeah, I was going for a more of a clip than a side-on impact, but that was a lot heavier clip than the one we gave the Comet. That was a big impact. If we'd done that to the Pazima, we would have ripped the engine out. I mean, if we'd done that to the back of the Pazima, I mean, it would have spun and the engine would have been ripped clean out of the vehicle. But in the SBR4, it has survived. Bloody hell. Bloody hell indeed. Well done, vehicle. Now, what I am going to do, we're going to reset that. Okay, had a little bit of a freeze, but there we go. We're going to reset the car here. Park it up ready for another impact. We're going to play an impact in real time now. I've been slowing it down for all of these previous ones. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Now, I will, of course, pause hopefully just before the impact, so I can jump to camera view from from the car that we're going to be hitting. It's going to spin violently. Might crash the game in all of this, I will be honest. Oh, let's not blow the engine up before we get going, or damage the engine. We won't. It's going to get damaged anyway in the launch. We're going to fall off the road. There we go. We're fine. Okay. Position the truck. Position the truck as best as we can on the front of the vehicle. It's likely to end up accelerating the car towards 200, 300 mile an hour spins, essentially. Oh, we bounced. Oh! We bounced, and we have soared through the air, and sure enough, broken everything. As to be expected when you do that with the truck. Sometimes the game will be okay. I don't actually know what bit. I don't think it's the chassis that actually causes the issues there. It might be the engine that's hitting something at silly speeds and breaking stuff, because my chassis was kind of surviving okay in all of that. Oh, we've got a wobble on at a lot of miles an hour. Yeah, it's the bumps down here that catch it. It's going to throw it off exactly the same place again. Bloody trees. Let's reset that again. Okay. The problem, I say the problem, I know what I'm doing wrong. I want to be on the left-hand side, and I want to be on the left-hand side to hit the SBR4, but in doing that, there are more bumps down there to hit. So if we hang on the right side for as long as possible... Oh, I mean, it just wobbles. It wobbles at these sort of speeds. Here we go. Now, we are going to, I think, I think we're going to miss the SBR4 here. I think I've bounced it at exactly the wrong moment. Oh! No, I mean, it took the hit. It took the hit like a champ. The front left tyre might be burst. It's still working. God. Yeah, I couldn't set it up. I can't set it up to give us a long enough kind of line up to see the truck come past because of the speed that truck is going to be going at. But that's mad. It is utterly, utterly mad, as you would expect. But not a good enough hit. Not a good enough hit at all. There we go. SBR4 is ready. Oh, didn't mean to press that. Well, now I've upset the game a little bit. Now with the SBR4, we'll be ready. Oh, don't want it in park. There we go. Right, we can leave it in park now. SBR4. Set. Truck. About as set as it's ever going to be in all of this. For hopefully the final silliness with this. We need to hit it a little bit cleaner than we did last time. But it's just the difficulty. The difficulty in aiming up the truck. Now, we're going to get through the worst. There's the worst of the bumps. Here we go. Oh, this is about to go really badly wrong. This is about to go very badly wrong for the poor SBR4. He's not lined up neat. Well, I mean, it's lined up for a very, very painful crash. I think this is going to break the game, but we are going to unpause it and see what happens. Ready? Boom! Yep. As expected, everything broke. Everything broke. Well, this is going to be the final run. Can I nail the crash we are looking for here? I know the game is hurting. I know, Beam, you are doing your very, very best, and I am doing my utmost to try and break you with this crash. And I hope my recording software is doing okay with all of this as well, because this is a lot of speed. Oh, we've bobbled. Had to lift off the throttle slightly. Here we go. That's going to be kind of positioned... I mean, we are actually at a slight angle here. Please don't kill everything completely. Just spin the car at like 200 miles an hour instantly. Okay? Oh, no. It's not worked. You just don't even see the truck hit it. The truck's all the way back over there. This is going to be very quickly an instability and reset, I suspect. Oi! 400 mile an hour. I'm actually very surprised. It's broken everything graphically with the game. Somehow it didn't crash. I mean... oh dear. I mean, I think that crash was so great that we have literally broken the world. Right there. We have literally broken the world. So yeah, 600 mile an hour truck is survivable if you get the tiniest little of clips on said vehicle. Considering the forces going through the car, I'm amazed the engine stayed in it. It wasn't in the Bazima and so on, but kind of can survive it. Kind of breaks the entire game, but is certainly an entertaining and terrifying thing to play around with. I shall, of course, link all the mods used in the description if you want to go and play around with this utterly, utterly lunatic of a truck. I highly, highly recommend it, although, as you've seen, liable to break the game, which is kind of understandable with what it's doing, but yeah, something different. That's for sure. Thank you very much, though, all for watching, and until next time, goodbye.